Hi, Elijah Chambers. Well, good to meet you, and welcome to Mandress. And thank you for joining us. And you're gonna tell us a little bit about what you think about men's fashion. Do you think about men's fashion?
Yeah, I think about men's fashion. I don't think about it all the time, but yes, I don't really think too much of men's fashion.
But that you're asked, do you think like why do you think you don't think about it?
Because I just throw on clothes, I guess, and don't really have to think about it. Just when you get up, you put on clothes.
Clothes are those for you?
Just casual clothes.
So you mostly have casual clothes?
Yeah,
That's basically your style right
yeah,
now because it's just easy. It's just
yeah,
a t-shirt.
yeah.
Is it the comfort or the casual or
The
both?
comfort sometimes. It just feels nice, and the weather, since it's getting warm out, I don't want like to wear like dress clothes when it's too hot outside. So,
So what's dress clothes for you?
uh, khaki pants and a nice dress shirt, polo.
A polo shirt is a dress shirt.
Yeah,
Would you ever wear a tie with a polo shirt?
no.
The polo shirt, I think, has become such a staple in men's fashion. And again, it's one of the things that I think about as it relates to men's fashion. Like you have a polo shirt and well, you just throw it on. But I think we can do better than a polo shirt. What do you think about that?
I think we can do better than a polo shirt by um, having like a sweater vest or a turtleneck or
Turtleneck, a V-neck,
a V-neck. Yeah,
and now we're talking like winter dress.
yeah.
Now, if in the summertime for you, do you think your only option? Do you feel like your only option is like a t-shirt and no shorts? Like, what do you think? Do you think there could be more options for you, a young guy in the summer? Did you ever?
There's more options. It's just like I feel like if you're dressing up, you dress up for more of an event. You don't dress up just to go out, like to go get groceries or something, or to go eat. I think
To
more,
go eat?
Yeah, I think more men dress up like when they have to go to events and stuff, or weddings and etc.
And the idea of dressing up is a suit, right?
Yes.
So men are just basically a suit is to a man as a dress is to a woman.
Correct.
But then the only, and I want to wonder if you ever noticed, I know you said you don't think about clothes, but now that we're having this conversation, and I hope that from now on it will enlighten you to really start to think about it. So a woman in the summertime, she can be very comfortable and casual in a dress. She can also be dressed up in a dress. So she has the ability to go from dressy dress to casual dress, while a man could never go from dressy suit to casual suit, right? So it sort of limits you to where you can take from being dressy to down to a casual state. So you go directly from dressy to almost grunge, right? Now, and unless you're living in very high fashion cities like New York or LA or places like that, dressing is very, what do you would say? Very,
It's very broad. Girls have it easier than the guys. They always need to look good, but guys just can throw on shirts and shorts and they look just the same.
guys are looking just the same all the time.
Yeah.
Do you ever think that women would like to see, or girls would like to see guys, stepping up to the plate and kind of matching them? Like if you go out to
Yeah.
eat, you would wear like a shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And she would wear like a
dress.
dress, not
Yeah.
necessarily fully dressed up or depending on the occasion.
Yeah.
And even if she's not wearing a dress, she could still wear pants, but
Right.
she's still able to go from very casual to some dressy. And I mean, are you thinking about it right now?
Yeah.
Are guys having that
Yeah.
same ability?
I think that there are a lot of guys that like are trying to step up to the plate, that are calling themselves preppy, and
Okay.
wear a lot of like vineyard vines. So those is what it, and polos are considered preppy. like you said, like girls can wear pants, but there can be two types of casual and preppy, I guess you'd call it. Guys aren't really too motivated for dressing up unless they have to or it's an event. I just don't think that's part of in the brain of men. Think
Getting
about-
dressed.
Yeah.
Do you think that we could think about that? You think we
Yeah.
could put that a little bit in the brain of men?
Yeah.
From the point of view of a guy or from the point of view of a girl or both?
Or both, I would
Yeah.
say. Both.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say, going forward, that's why we're having this interview, and that's why we have a man dress, because I have learned that men really don't think about it, and I feel like if men, it's one little aspect of our lives and our very complicated lives, but I think it actually reflects where we are in our minds as a world, as a community. I think if you look at a man who is dressed in a way that he's expressing himself, his attitude and his motions are very different from someone who's thoughtless about self-expression and self-awareness. If a guy is wearing just, let's say, grunge, or even something that he just throws on without thinking about it, I kind of feel like his entire attitude goes along with that. So a guy who's going to work in the morning, if it's an office job, he puts on a suit and a tie and he looks pretty sharp. He still wears the same suit and tie and he goes to dinner and then or to a meeting or something like that. It's on the weekend and he goes straight from that into just maybe shorts or a t-shirt. So there's nothing really in between. So that's why we're talking about this, because we want to bridge that gap. We think there's a space where we can get men's fashion to be where he can have that self-expression and have that attitude of success or attitude of comfort and or all of it put together without it being dressing up to go to the office, a suit. So, and wouldn't it be great if you can just always look presentable and you're not like in a suit, especially like in the summer, that you can actually have garments that are casual, but away from the so-called casual, super casual, walking in the gym kind of just going around the house look. So there has to be something that we can come up with, we can design for men that's accessible, right? And affordable, and also interesting visually for guys.
I wish there was like an easier way for guys to dress up without like the whole hassle of like trying to figure out what matches, and
Right.
I think that's like the biggest thing for guys is like what matches and what
Right.
doesn't.
Right.
If it was easier for guys, a lot more guys would do it. I feel like.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there was a simple way to dressing up.
Yeah, to just look good and
To-
just have the ability to express yourself.
Yeah.
Like
They
we
feel better about themselves.
Yeah. Like women, we have so many choices. Not only do we have choices that's specific to women, like a dress, for example, but we can wear men's clothing. Our clothing can be designed to look just like the typical men's. For example, today I'm wearing a shirt, a button-down shirt, that a different size a guy could also put this on.
Yeah.
But a guy could never do that in the opposite. So
Yeah.
he's right. You see.
Yeah. I understand.
So you're right. It should be something easier for guys that they can make those transition between different activities. There's a movie called Date Nights. It's a couple who goes on dates once a week or something like that, and they were getting in a rut about it. And the woman, she went home before him. And she put on something completely different. It was like a big, beautiful, flowing blue dress, eye-catching. He comes home and he sees her, and he's just stunned at the beauty and of her clothing and everything, her hair and all this. And then he goes, wait a minute, I'm gonna go and match that. So he runs upstairs. He comes home wearing a suit, and he runs upstairs, and he comes back down wearing a suit. Slightly different tie,
Yeah.
slightly different color. He came in with a dark gray suit, and now it was a slightly lighter dark gray suit. So there was no transition for the guy
Yeah.
whatsoever. His
Yeah.
hair was the same,
Yeah.
the shoes was the same. There was no transition.
Yeah.
If you could design, just quickly, just off the cuff, something that you think would make it easier for a guy to just dress in without being too dressed up and without being too casual, what would that look like to you?
A crew neck and I guess a nice pair of khaki shorts with some nice dress shoes and I guess that's about it.
Do you think that if a guy would wear a garment that is not, so it's a shorts but it doesn't have the legs, but it's made for a guy, would you embrace that kind? It's like a kilt but it's not a kilt, or you know, some people call it sarong or something like that in the summer. Would you, if it's just for men, how do you think? Do you think something like that would go off in your generation or among
Yeah.
your friends if it's done specifically? We know it's not a woman's garment, and you can wear that
Yeah, I think more guys would just because they know it's not for girls.
just because it's not for girls.
Yeah.
And that's probably true.
Yeah.
So if guys were to see this in the men's department, it is for men. It gives another dimension to men's fashion. And then the polo shirt, for example, could be something a little bit different that you can really wear with a jacket, or dress it up or dress it down. Wouldn't that be nice if a guy could have
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah, we don't have.
You don't have anything like that. That's what we want to do here at A Man Dress. We want to create things, and we have, that will bridge the gap between those two elements of man's fashion. We hope to have some fashion shows in the future. Would you join us? Would you be one of the models?
Yeah.
Great.
I would.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I want to thank you so much for
You're welcome.
being here
for
and
having
having
me.
this moment, and adding to the world of men we're going to help to change the status quo of men's dress.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.